Hello and welcome. We are going to talk about the medic operator Bard today. I have Bard up here so we can take a look at what he's got going on. If you look his damage here, it is a very nice middle of the road damage. If you look at his control, it's on the lower level, and that's okay as a medic. If you look at his heal ability, his toughness here, he is kind of middle of the road on toughness. Sprint speed a little above average, and his utility is pretty damn high. I think he is a great addition to a team. Says that he doesn't have much range at all. His gun is short, but if you look at the difficulty on it, it's rather difficult to play. I'm not sure about that, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit as we go on. Again, I just started playing Bard, but what I can show you here is some pretty good stuff. So what we end up with was an MP5A5 submachine gun. We don't have to talk through much. We don't have to talk very much through the stats here, but as you can see, it's burst fire. What I find in the training is that if I put this sort of right below the chin at close range, it bursts fire up on the recoil without the suppressor and the foregrip, and boom, headshot. So it was pretty nice, especially if they get in close and you have to be forced to fight. The MP443. Really nice pistol. It doesn't have a lot of recoil at close range. This thing's pretty nasty from what I can see. It's dead accurate. His ability, Inspiration. This is where it's a bread and butter. The heal amount on this is really important. It's 4% of your HP, or your party's HP, or your team's HP per second. The duration is 7 seconds. We'll talk about some abilities and things that come on and make this even better. The effective radius is 4 meters, so you got to be near your team, but this is a great way for you to stay in the firefight and heal your team and be a very big contributor from a healing perspective. The cooldown is very short at 15 seconds, and the activation cost of 40 stamina points is on the lower side, and there are some things in your upgrade path that will actually make this better. As you can see, there's two ways to use it. One is a short press a Q, and the other one is a hold Q down. The short press a Q is the inspiration effect, and that is the thing that incoming damage is decreased, right? So it's minus 20% for incoming damage if you use that ability. Now, the usefulness of that ability is up to you, but where I find that Bard is really useful, and I played a couple of games now with him, is in the holding Q down and getting the HP recovered for your allies and for you as an operator. So you're looking at a pretty massive HP gain every 15 seconds. So it runs its course for 7, and then at 15-second wait, and you can do this again. Now it will use stamina points, but there are things that we can do to increase his usefulness in terms of being able to use this ability. The other thing that he has is actually a smoke grenade. This has got a delay when it goes off. It's nice when you need to revive people to throw smoke out. It does prevent the other team from seeing where you are and being able to get out there and throw a revive and pull your teammates and allies back to cover. Next up, what we'll cover is some of the abilities that you want from your skill tree when you unlock your skill tree for this character, and a really important one that makes the character stamina points really good to keep you healing your team all match long. And that ability is going to be having your stimulant pouch, which kind of applies that faster. But the really important one is the refined formula, right? So let's take a look at what refined formula is. Allies revived by you receive temporary movement speed boost while you receive a stamina boost. Okay, and if you look at it, the duration is 5 seconds, and its movement speed is plus 10% for 5 seconds. But the stamina recovery of 80 stamina points. As I revive somebody, I'm going to get 80 stamina points back, which allows me to throw down my my heal ability, which is here. You know, at the 40 stamina point activation cost, so I can use that twice for reviving one person. This is a big deal out of the gate, right? This is something that you have to unlock in the skill tree. I won't go over the skill trees today in this video, but when you are unlocking things in skills tree, this one is really important for Bard to kind of keep him viable and keep you healing without smashing a ton of stamina. things in your arm all the time, because your fellow operators and allies will go down. Okay, moving into the level up abilities for your operator. We're looking at a level 1 upgrade of a collimator sight. And it's just a sight replacement. So you can activate or deactivate this as you see fit. If you like the default sight, great. If you want to upgrade the sight here, that's entirely up to you. It's a personal preference item. Next thing is to the increased duration of the ability. So the Q ability there, if you can see the inspiration ability. So it adds a second. So if we think about this in terms of our healing is 4% of HP per second, and the duration is 7, and now we're going to 8, it's another 4%. That's pretty damn good at the end of the day. Then at level 3, you're going to unlock your smoke grenade. Again, that's going to be your thing that you get to toss out in the battle and be able to revive your teammates and allies. Next up is some, at level 4, you end up with a vertical tactical foregrip. This is recoil enhancement, right? This is trying to get your gun on point a little bit more. When you go into training and you get the tactical foregrip, you're going to want to go in and figure out what that pattern looks like. You don't want to jump into a game and figure out what the recoil pattern looks like. Like I said, without it, it jumps up pretty good. So you figure out where you put it, and you're going to get the recoil into a headshot. Here you want to go back in and figure out where to put this thing so that you can recoil up into headshots. At level 5, you end up with a reduced activation cost of your ability. So here we are at minus 10 stamina points. So when you look at what we're doing, right, we're trying to get this ability to be really, really effective in a game. So minus 10 is a big deal. It makes it a 30 activation cost, right? That is nice. That keeps the stamina cost really, really low. It keeps us healing our teammates. At level 6, what we end up with is increased hit points restored by the ability, so plus 2% HP per second. So it starts out with 4, and then we end up with 6%. Well, 6% over 8 seconds. That's a pretty big deal in terms of getting your party restored back to health and being a valuable member of the team that may not contribute as much in the damage. Maybe the gun stays there for worst case scenario, but really getting your teammates where they need to be in terms of heals. Ability cooldown speed of minus 4 seconds at level 7. That one there is another one that brings it to bear faster for your team, right? So at 15 seconds, you're going to drop it down to 11. So now we're healing for an extra second. It costs less, and now it also, the cooldown of which is lessened. That's a good thing. Then we move into one that's going to be entirely up to you as an operator, whether or not you want to have the detectability decrease. But at level 8, you end up with subsonic cartridges and a silencer on your gun. Turning it on, turning it off is entirely up to you. At level 9, increase the ability area of effect. So now I don't have to get as close, right? An extra meter is a big deal. So if we go back over and we take a peek, we're at 4 meters to start. Now we're at 5. So 5 meters, which allows me to stay a little bit further from danger. You know, you got to worry about explosives and RPGs and the understock, the underbarrel grenade launcher thing. Those things you have to be mindful of, and staying a little bit further away from the guys you're trying to heal. That's going to help you out. At level 10, you're going to increase your base hit points. Hey, more hit points means survivability, right? So you can't knock trying to get some more hit points. The laser sight for improved accuracy on the move. Standing still, unless you're behind cover and crouching up and down trying to get a line of sight on somebody, being able to be accurate on the move a little bit causes the enemy to have to track you as well. This one here is nice. It's not a huge addition, but it is a nice addition. This at level 12, the reduced cost of sprinting at minus 3 stamina points per second. This one allows you to run and not burn through your stamina as much. So when you can go from a teammate behind cover to another teammate a little bit away that you got to run to, you're not going to get there and have to pop stim shots all the time. These stamina reducing abilities in this on this operator are a must. So as you're leveling up, this operator gets better and better and better. At level 13, we increase the ammunition load. And this is going to be on your smoke grenade. So you're starting out with, I believe, one of these. Oh, I'm sorry, you start out with two. And then you're going to end up at 3. So you get 3 smoke grenades for the match. At level 14, we increase the maximum number of revival kits given to the operator at the beginning of the battle. So you're going to start out with, I believe it's 4. Let's find out here. Revival kits. We're going to start out with 6 revival kits. That's pretty darn good, right? So here's your 6 pieces for the revival kit. And we're going to end up with 8. And there are abilities that can end up with even more. So, you know, over here, there is one that allows you to add 2 more, but I've sacrificed that one. You can see here, I can have a syringe to get me an extra spare syringe. I'm not using that one. I'm using the refined formula for the stamina boost on a revival. Remember, at level 14, we're adding 2 more. So we'll end up with 8 syringes that we can use to bring our fallen allies back to life. And, you know, the more of these, the better, depending on the game type. Some of the game types are absolutely brutal, and these are really good to have. Let's see. At the final level where we actually get something useful at 15, Special Trait Operator regains HP when executing an enemy with V. In a pinch, if an operator goes down and you're close enough, you can heal yourself if you're low. Yeah, you can pop your ability. Yeah, it might be there as a last resort of just executing an operator that you just finished off, or a teammate just finished off, to get a little bit of a bump really quickly. Could be the difference between a win and a loss in a game. So that's the abilities. As you go through here, again, a couple of these you get to turn on and off, and it's entirely up to you. But I think the tree moving forward allows you to get used to Bard, and then it just makes Bard better and better. Okay, so we have gameplay footage that we move into next. I was trying to do a good job of reviving and healing. As I'm new to medics, this is a little rough. We didn't actually make it through this clearing, but as you can see, I start getting used to minding the blue health bars of my allies, which is on the left part of the screen. And then I'm also paying attention to the yellow bar at the bottom, which is my stamina points, and trying to make sure that I'm healing my team as appropriate. And then I'm keeping a mindful eye on my ability there with the Q. You can see as it expires, I am working on casting that out when my teammates are nearby to heal as many that are within range. If you haven't already, please consider a follow and subscription, and I look forward to seeing them on my stream very shortly.